to talk about this Charlotte Hornets. So yeah, I want to talk about the Hornets. They're in a spot where I think they're gonna surprise a lot of people. They just drafted the real rookie. Let's look at their roster real quick because I forgot who exactly where they drafted. I want to see is that one dude. What his name? I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's like Taijin Saloon, but yeah. All right, yeah. We look at their roster. But they got the rookie Taijin Saloon. I always think for some reason in my mind, maybe because I was playing 2K too much. In my mind, I always feel like they drafted Castle, and I don't know why, but I keep on thinking that they drafted Castle. Okay, let's move on. I think their rookie is hard to say he's gonna be a rookie, but he's not in a weird predicament. When we look at him, he's a forward. He's probably gonna be shooting a thing. But they got other forwards too when they drafted Brandon Miller and re-signed Miles Bridges. We're gonna talk all about that. KJ Simpson, another guard. Miles Bridges, I mean, he's right on there, so we might as well talk about him. I don't know. I don't have no feeling about how they brought him back. I mean, I don't want to get in too much about what he did. What he did, of course, was wrong. I don't believe into abusing women. I actually believe in treating women right. And men is as men, we gotta do better. A lot of times, it's not just Miles Bridges, but a lot of us men out here, we treat women wrong. We just act like they're just our objects, whether sexual, physical, and it's just not cool. It's just something that's been ingrained in society. Is just be sexist. That's how it is. Be manly. That's masculine. We really, in my opinion, that's being cowardly. It's like we know men are stronger than women and such say. And I ain't saying this, women don't jump down my throat. I'm just talking about physically strong. So why do you want to beat down or something like that? And we know that this side society is more for men. So why you don't want to try to be a better person and be more for women? And also, I might go on a little rant right now, but it's like all these dudes out here, they just want to talk tough about women and all this stuff. It's just weird to me because if you want to be with a woman, why not treat her right? Like, it's just, it's weird to me. Dudes be like, oh, you simping, you simping. Like, I ain't trying to be with no dude. This ain't no homophobic and no stuff like that, but I ain't trying to be no dude. So, yeah, I'm gonna treat this woman right. Like, she got what I want. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It ain't just all sexual, but her energy, that feminine energy is like, opposite attract. I want that. So why I wanna be mean and treat her wrong? I want to treat you right for that way. We connect, we intertwine, we got the yin and yang, our energies flowing together. We match and building something together. But I feel like a lot of men, not just talking about Miles Bridges, they get caught up in this over ego, this over masculinity thing. They go out doing these things to women, treating them wrong, and then you end up in these situations where, hey, he low key did lose a lot of money, but Hornets re-signed him. I don't. It's not my call to say it was a good sign or not. They might trade him later on, but hey, at the end of the day, he got his bag. He's still a good basketball player. I'm not gonna act like he's not. And he did pay his debt to society, so you know it is what it is. We can't say much about it. It was the Hornets' decision. If they trade him, it's theirs as well. Hey, they could have let him walk, but another team would have picked him up. So they probably was like, "Hey, we gonna sign you for this, but we gonna flip you later on." So only time will tell. I know he does look good on the team with Lamelo with them lives if Lamelo's healthy, but hey, like I said, we're gonna get to see what's gonna happen. But speaking of Lamelo, he's on the roster. We're gonna talk about him. Like I said before, if he's healthy, it's gonna be great. 6'7" guard, 180. Love watching Lamelo ball out. That's kind of weird to say Lamelo ball, but I love seeing Lamelo ball when he actually ball out and he just stroking, shooting them three from deep. Like Lamelo's a dope player. He's actually really fun to watch. If you ever watch him the Hornets games when he's healthy, his passing vision is real nice. He does a lot of tricky kind of Steve Nash's pass sometimes. But hey, if Lamelo's healthy, he's gonna be a really nice player in this league. It's just that he's got to be healthy. He's got to work on his defense as well. The best thing right now is him being consistent. Grant Williams, he looked good in the Hornets. He was it's kind of crazy how him and PJ Tucker swap places. They both kind of did their thing on there. But I do feel like culture wise, Grant Williams might be someone who might not be good fit as well. Just because he didn't fit in with Luke and all them. And it could just been Dallas being bad, but it's kind of a red flag. Okay, Nick Richards. I like Nick Richards, but looking at some things from Hornets and their fan base, I feel like a lot of fans ain't liking Nick Richards. I feel like he's a player that people are looking at. It's like they love hate relationship. Some people like him, some people's like, hey, you need to go. But I feel like he's still developing too. He's 26 years old. It's kind of older, but he's a 4-year player out of Kentucky. Still, big man. Like I said, take a while to develop. So I wouldn't give up on him as much, but I feel like fans could be giving too much energy into him. You might feel like he's more than what he is. To me, he's just a backup center who can protect the paint a little bit. Looking at him more like Mitchell Robinson type. Mitchell Robinson, he stays hurt as well, but he's someone who should play more of a backup center position more than a starting position. Someone who can play starting minutes. Don't get me wrong, hold it down, but it's a difference between holding it down and actually, maintaining that joint. Moving on, someone who should be maintaining. I know fans hope he's still healthy, but he haven't played much games. Mark Williams, and I think Mark Williams, what the games I have seen about him, he looked good, but it's about being healthy. Second year player out of Duke, another 7 footer, 240 pounds, rim runner, rim protector, but he just gotta stay healthy. So until he stay healthy, it's not much of the evaluation got put on him. He only played a couple games. I can't remember the exact number, but if he stays healthy and they get their team together, Hornets gonna be a team to be a sleeper team. They just all about them developing, man. Like I see the potential in the Hornets, but they just not reaching there, and it's sad because it's all about Lamelo. It's all about where he takes them, and since he's been hurt, the team's been hurt. A lot of people ain't looking at them, and they're not bad enough. People's laughing at them, but they've been pretty bad. Nick Smith Jr. Don't know much about him, but I know he's been holding it down for the Hornets. But moving on to Josh Green, Dallas traded a good player, and he might break out with the Hornets. I'm gonna just say that right now. I know a lot of Hornets are excited about him, but look, he come from a winning championship team, not a championship team, but a contender team. He's gonna bring that energy. Hopefully, he's gonna bring that raw defense, 3 and D. He's gonna be perfect on me. He's gonna be perfect when they want to move on from a player like Miles Bridges, when they can have that wing player with Paul George Jr., Brandon Miller. I'm saying Paul George Jr. for a reason. And then have someone like a Danny Green with Josh Green. Not trying to make fun of, I know their names the same, but, he could be that Danny Green type of player. So, patience in Josh Green. He still can develop a little bit more. What is he, 4-year player? He's still a little older, but he's 23 years old. He still can develop into that nice 3 and D player that, hey, let him play shooting guard with LaMelo playing point. Come on, y'all. He can do some damage for real. Moving on, Cody Martin. I feel like Cody Martin gonna be gone, to be honest. He's not doing what Caleb Martin does in here and on the Heat, so nice little somewhat veteran player, 5 years. That's not necessarily veteran, but I don't know. He's just not the same player as Caleb. So I feel like he's someone asset they probably move on. Who's this rookie? Malik. I don't know much about him, so I can't say much about him. Trey Mann they got from OKC. I feel like maybe OKC he didn't get much playing time on. So I mean he could not necessarily break out, but just show a little bit more of what he is. All right, moving on to Brandon Miller, man. I like Brandon Miller. I like his cocky attitude. I still like the fact that he look at Paul George as a mentor, someone he wants to be like. If Brandon Miller can reach his potential, I think he's gonna be a star in this league, and I really believe he's gonna be like that. I mean, he plays a lot like Paul George, this nice little tall 6'7" wing player. He get a little taller, he definitely gonna be like playoff P. Shoot that thing, post up and block, post up and dunk on you. So I mean, hey, this team has so much potential. It's just all about reaching it, and it's crazy because they was my sleeper team last year, and now this year I think they still gonna be a sleeper team. It's just all about them putting it all together, and I don't think a lot of people realize how nice the Hornets can be if they just get this team together, and they might get this team together with new coach Charles Lee. Before we talk about Charles Lee, we still gotta talk about more about this roster. Steph Curry, not much, but a new signing they just got Taj Gibson. It's the same thing I'm talking about the Rockets. Bringing on that veteran leadership. He's going to try to bring a championship culture to that team. And I know he doesn't have a championship, but you think about Taj Gibson played on some nice teams like the Bulls team with Derrick Rose. He could bring in, hey, yeah, hey, Melo, I know how it was. Derrick Rose, when he had all them injuries, we had to go through it as a team. As a leader, you got to do this, that, and other, and whoop, 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 whoop. So he can bring them type of conversations. Hey, Williams, you gotta lock in. You gotta play this type of defense. Hey, don't move this way, move that way. That type of thing. Brandon Miller getting his head. Hey, man, attack this. Don't try to just dunk on everybody. That's how Rose got hit. Work on your shot. Little things like that. That's what these veterans gonna play. Bring to the team. So Charlotte's in for not necessarily a breakout season, but it's gonna be breakout for those who haven't been paying attention. I ain't gonna front like I've been paying attention the most, and I'm just like the most Charlotte Hornets fan, but I have been paying attention a little bit, and I just feel like they always been my sleeper team. It's all about where LaMelo bring them. If LaMelo can stay healthy, I can see them being a good play-in team, and it's gonna surprise a lot of people, especially to make some trades down the line. If they get them a nice little center, they could get someone like Capella and have to worry about like Mark Williams much. They can trade Miles Bridges for Capella and just get anyone to play like this power forward. Anybody can stretch the floor for now. Man, like can you imagine a team of Capella, ex power forward, Miller, Green, and then a healthy Melo? Come on, they can do some damage. That's nice defensive switching team, can still shoot three. They can be a nice squad. Like I said, it's all about health and development of LaMelo Ball. I just hope that the Miles Bridges, because they did sign him for a big kind of contract, 3 years, 27 mil roughly. I just hope the Bridges thing don't set him back. But if they trade him, get a nice piece, I can see him doing something with it. But even if they keep him, he's still a nice player. But I just feel like culturally, it's the same. It's almost like that's why I love doing this podcast, man. We bring the ruckus here because a lot of these teams that I have side by side, they have parallel problems. It's the same with Jalen Green with Bridges. On my previous episode, I talked about how the Nets and Warriors they both kind of rebuild, one got to retool. It's the same type of things, but when you look at the Rockets, they got an immature player in Jalen Green. We look at the Hornets, they got an immature player in Miles Bridges. And when you look at these immature players, no matter how talented they are, they can be really nice, really talented. They can be LeBron James type of talent, but they don't have that mindset, and they don't have that maturity that you bring culturally to the team. You're not gonna win a championship. You're just gonna be in purgatory. We seen time after time after time. You gotta be locked in mentally to be a champion. I mean, you think Kobe was childish? Like, I mean, Kobe was the most mature player out there. He was out there stone faced. Yeah, we gonna get this done. I just watched the video of him talking. Job not finished. Yeah, we up 2-0. We not finished. We look at other immature players, and I hate to just throw shots at him, but he's just someone that came to my mind. Dwight Howard. People talk about him being immature. I don't know why it's that way through my mind because he's during the Kobe's finals in 2009. People talk about Dwight Howard being too childish, smiling all the time, being too goofy. And there's nothing wrong with smiling. Hey, y'all see us smile. But when it's time to lock in, you got to be, forget all this goofy stuff. I'm locked in. we about to win this championship. You can't have a player like that on your team. And I know some of y'all gonna kill me. Oh, the White won the championship. But hey, who do you have to team up with? LeBron. So don't try to act like, be too. You can't be too goofy. Ain't nobody who was goofy won a championship. Baby Seth Curry, he ain't goofy. Yeah, he might smile and shivy, but guess what? When Curry lock in, he's biting on that mouth guard. Curry's a dog. You can't be a puppy and get a championship. It just don't work like that. So culture wise, same as the Rockets. I feel like Miles Bridges, man, you a Michigan dude, nice player, but culture wise, they just gotta move on from that. And like players gonna talk on you and your baby mama still good, this, that, and other. Like, just get rid of them. Like, move Jalen Green and move Miles Bridges to a team like the Nets, who's rebuilding, who they can just run around and do whatever, get their value up. Because honestly, they're not gonna do nothing for the teams they're on right now. If you're seriously about winning, then that goofy stuff is not gonna fly at all. Y'all name me one player who was just goofy, laughing, joking all the time, not locked in seriously, having problems. Who won? Maybe Rodman was the only one, but even Rodman was still locked in. Like, he might did his stuff. Hey, he's an anomaly. He might did his stuff, but that boy still came play hard on the court. You can't say that Rodman was a goofball on that court. Like, he might do some crazy, weird stuff, dye his hair, wear dresses, a wig, and all that stuff. Even then, that's psychological warfare. Like, he's back there in the 90s playing this, kind of suspect guy. We know what he's doing. I might be kind of ditch myself too when I think about it. Because Jalen Green be doing some suspect stuff too. But no, his stuff was more goofy. Dennis Rodman was just a partier. I ain't contradicting myself. Dennis Rodman was more like a, a rock star partier. But he did this stuff kind of suspect. You know what he did? Mess with the people's mind. Y'all seen the clip of Lonzo Mourning, like, man, you crazy. Get the dude away from me, man. I'll play that junk. Like, yeah, got in your head and did. Got all them rebounds and stuff. Helped Jordan get them 6 rings. People talk about Jordan a lot, but hey, he had a squad like Rodman, Pittman, and all them other dudes, Ron Harper's, was hard nosed, protecting them. So, I might go on a little rant, but all I'm saying is if Miles Bridges is too goofy to be culturally on the team. And Charlotte's fan, let me know how y'all feel about that. But he did his dirt, he did his crime, paid the time. But overall, if you want to build a culture on your team, a winning culture, you can't have too much goofy dudes on your team. And just people with just bad energy anyway. That lack of maturity. Like, I know we dealing with young men. Trust me, I was a young man myself. I'm still young myself. But when we talk about professionalism and just winning culture, just some things you can't have in the locker room. Even people when you look in the past, like Rasheed Wallace, the Zebo, the Jermaine O'Neal type of Jailblazers, they gave that name Jailblazers. But guess what? On that court, they played hard. They killed Jailblazers because they was playing hardcore basketball. There's no team in the NBA who had just super immature players, people who's not focused. They had winning basketball. But I just leave y'all with that. I'll let you know what you think. That's y'all show right now, and I want to say, continue to grow. I think everyone who's watching this, if you like what I'm saying, follow me on all platforms. BrandonRuckus.com. I'm gonna say BrandonRuckus.com. Lord, Brandon Ruckus on all social medias. Follow me on Devon Ambitious on all social medias. There's DEVON Ambitious, and yeah, this was fun. We'll keep on bringing the records. I could have went on and on talking about this, but you know what? Keep this episode short until we keep growing. The more we grow, the more we're gonna be talking about this basketball jump, talk about this music, and we're gonna keep on bringing them the records. So again, I appreciate everyone listening to this. It's a growing podcast, you know. But hey, like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm a working man. I gotta go up and get up ready for work, get things going. I enjoy talking about these two teams. I want to talk about them more, but hey, again, appreciate you all listening. Check me out. This was fun. Again, I'm Brandon Ruckus. Peace, y'all.